a non-standard story in which zombies appeared. A man coughs up blood. The people around him were worried about the view. A couple came up to ask if everything was okay with this person, but the girl dissuaded the guy from helping. A man who was ill turned into a zombie, who for a long time without hesitation clung to the neck of a man. A huge number of zombies appeared all over the country. People were forced to flee. Everyone dreamed of getting into a shelter built by the government. It was behind a huge wall in the middle of Busan and was called the Second Blockade. However, there was a problem, since it was impossible to put all the people behind the wall. The government decided to just leave people on the street. Their people fought and robbed each other. Some took things from children. There was chaos among the people, and the security forces intervened, who started beating people. The elite lived a full life and continued to treat ordinary people like rats. The real problem for humanity was that zombies would take over the world. Due to the demand for yellow, which was caused by a huge influx of people, prices increased hundreds of times. Even the housing trend was impossibly expensive. Homeless people were not thrown out of the city wall. They stayed inside the walls and spent the night on the streets. The main character of this story is a guy named Cheol Soo Kim. He was 23 years old, and he was unemployed. The hero warms his hands on the fire and looks at incredibly high house prices. The hero worked without a break on a variety of jobs, but even this is not enough to save up for a house. The hero was upset that it would not be possible to buy even the cheapest house for the money he earned. So Soo Kim decided to take extreme measures, namely a zombie hunt, which was announced by one company. The commercial said that for people who live on the street and are in a terrible situation, this is a chance to save up for a house. Since they will pay 500 million won for every zombie killed, it remains only to bring proof. The hero went to submit his application for participation, and at the checkout they demanded money from him for participating in the project. The ticket for the special operation train cost 120 million. The hero was worried that participation was so expensive. He took with him shovels that he stole at work. The hero intended to kill a lot of zombies and buy a house. The hero was hit by a girl who ran and fell. She apologized, but arrows fell out of her bag, and one of the people took them. The girl started screaming, because this is not this person's thing, and he can't take someone else's without asking. This man brazenly mocked the girl, who wanted to return the arrows back. She started screaming for him to return her weapon, but Zorov grabbed her by the hair. He dragged the girl holding her by the hair behind him. Here the hero intervened, who grabbed the impudent man by the hand. Such a situation angered the offender, and he began to threaten the guy. Soo Kim let go of the man's hand, and he thought that he was afraid of him, but the hero only freed his hand in order to deliver a very strong blow to the offender's face. Such people annoyed the hero, so he reacted like that. The girl thanked the hero for his help, but the hero said that he himself was thinking of having a ranged weapon in stock, only he did not have money for it. The girl was shocked by such words. The hero drew attention to a man who was holding arrows in his hands, which scared him. One of the soldiers shouted because of the noise caused by the hero, but his partner said not to observe everything and go to rest, as they did not want to go to a special operation where all people should die. The hero and other people got to the 17th Zaridan zone, namely Pohang Station. The train doors opened and people were surprised because they didn't see any zombies around. Unexpectedly, a loudspeaker began to speak for people. Their people could hear that Busan is now in a difficult situation and they have to sacrifice people in order to save some of the money that is spent on their food. After these words, a terrible sound began to come from the loudspeaker. Even people covered their ears. And zombies, who are incredibly sensitive to sounds after this, they will come here. All people understood that the situation was terrible. Crowds of zombies were going to the train. People started knocking on the train driver and asked him to turn off the sound, but he just unhooked all the cars and left. People were in despair. Some were already being eaten by zombies. Some returned to the cars in an attempt to escape. Some tried to get out of the car in order to have time to close the door. In one of these cars, they did not have time to expel a person as a zombie got to them. The hero and the girl watched a picture that reminded them of hell. Soo-kim gave the crossbow he had stolen earlier to the girl in the order for 10 won per second. She was of course outraged by this arrangement, since it was her crossbow, but the hero raised the rental price to 7,000 won per second. The guy took a shovel that he stole at work. The zombies saw him, and he was ready for battle. He intended to catch a huge number of zombies. A lot of creatures headed for the hero, but he began to demolish their heads with a shovel at an irreversible speed. Blow after blow, he destroyed the zombies, but one of the opponents was able to break through and nail the hero to the wall. Although the guy was injured, it didn't stop him, which surprised the girl watching it very much. He continued to fight you zombies alone. It seemed that he was a bloodthirsty butcher, as each of his blows cut off some limb of the enemy. After all this, the girl was surprised. She saw with her own eyes the miracle of how one person killed all the zombies. The hero asked the girl for help. He needed help to count all the zombies. The girl asked the hero why money is so important to him. He also told about his goal, namely to buy a house. The Ministry of Defense on the camera saw a man sitting on a huge mountain of zombie corpses. People were shocked, as the hero was able to kill 8,000 zombies. Near the 4th border zone of Busan, one of the military noticed a zombie and started talking to his partner. He couldn't figure out how many zombies were approaching the wall, but the second one slapped the soldier on the back of the head and said he didn't see any zombies. Later they were able to see that there were 2 people who were carrying bags. He asked the command for permission to shoot live ammunition, as he thought that people were definitely infected, but it turned out that they were not. The hero and the girl got to the building, which sent them to their deaths. As promised, they paid the required amount to the hero. The man also asked to keep secret what was happening at that station. Soo-kim was asked to sign documents, and one of the people turned to the manager. He did not understand why they should pay such a huge amount of money. But the manager said that they need to fulfill the conditions that they set themselves. They decided to throw away the zombie noses, as their task was only to confirm the number of zombies killed. The manager was also very happy, as he planned how he could not pay taxes, in which, according to his plan, the hero would help them. The guy and the girl left the building, and she asked where the hero was going to go. The hero gave the girl money, and asked her not to follow him anymore. The hero left, and the girl shouted in the back that if he still bought a house to invite her to live with him, she promised to prepare a gift. The hero was able to buy a house with a small courtyard. The last owner of the house congratulated the hero on his purchase. The guy was glad to buy a house, because now his life should get better. He went inside, and his foot stepped on some kind of needle that pierced the cat on his leg. The guy noticed the color of the blood, which was black. He asked that there was black blood in the zombie, and realized that he had been framed. The hero began to turn into a zombie, and began to scream in pain. He began to remember the past, how he promised his brother to buy a house to which the missing parents could return. At the same time, the police, along with the manager, were already at the house. He started talking into the loudspeaker so that the hero would come out with his hands raised, smiling. He assumed that the hero was already infected. One of his people felt that what they had done was not right. It would have been better if they had just not given the money. He explained that the slashers could find a hero and take him into their ranks. He ordered people to storm the hero's house, and since he turns into a zombie, he loses his property. The guy came out of the house and looked terrible. The hero recalled what had happened to him, about poverty and the deception that he had just experienced. He started shouting that he just wanted a house for himself and that he was so framed. He started running towards the enemies and shouting in despair. At the same time, the girl with whom the hero was turned out to be the director of the company, and a customer came to her. She got out of the shower and asked the reason for this person's visit. He started the conversation with the fact that he needed to find a thing in the far zone. The girl told about all the services that her company provides, namely cleaning from zombies and searching for things. The man was given a price list for the services of splashers. The girl said that the amount may vary depending on the complexity. The man asked for a loan, as he is now broke. The girl got angry, because in the end her time was wasted. But the man began to explain, the thing he asks to find is a hard drive on which there are bitcoins. He wanted to give part of the proceeds to the company. The girl was immediately delighted and agreed to the task. As a result, the man asked to find a cheaper way, since the services of splashers are very expensive. As a result, the girl offered the man a beginner. As a result, the man thanked the girl and left. The secretary asked the girl about the novelty, and it turned out to be the hero she met at the special operation. The girl asked the bodyguard and the secretary to prepare everything for her exit. The hero was furious because his simple dream of having a house was destroyed because of people's greed. Through tears, the hero attacked a group of policemen. He knocked down one of the opponents. The hero remembered that he was infected and decided to bite the enemy, so that he would also become a zombie. The policemen started screaming in pain, which scared the others very much. After a short wait, others pounced on the hero, but their attempts to save their comrade were unsuccessful. Only when the hero stopped eating the enemy by the neck could they throw him away. The enemy was bleeding in parallel, turning into zombies. The manager ordered people to kill the hero, although it is difficult while he is conscious, but in a few minutes he will have to lose all reason. The manager yelled at the police, who were afraid of the hero, and said he would pay them. The guy, rising in an inhuman way, continued to speak. He said that he would not allow anyone to take his house. The enemies attacked the hero, but the result was deplorable. All the policemen were killed. They didn't take into account that the guy was able to kill a huge number of zombies, so they underestimated him. Some of the policemen turned into zombies, eating the bodies of their fallen comrades. And the hero went to the manager, who crawled to the car out of fear. His assistant was eaten by a zombie, which the hero turned. The manager was horrified, because in his opinion an ordinary guy could create such a horror. Suddenly a man appeared on the car. He expressed his surprise that the guy was alive. It was a Class B slasher Ha Sang-soo, or an early B. He killed 77,890 zombies. The manager introduced himself to the chief of internal affairs and asked for help from Slasher. He asked the girl's opinion. She was incredibly angry at this man for what he did to the hero and hinted that Slasher would kill him. He tried to threaten, but his head was torn off his shoulders. The man killed the policeman, who turned into zombies. After the last body was cut up, he went to the hero and asked the girl what to do with him. The girl noticed that the hero was able to suppress his transformation into a zombie thanks to his great willpower. She intended to make a slasher out of him and make money on him. The girl said not to touch the guy, since he is hers. The girl turned to the hero. She asked if he wanted to live. The hero said that even though he wants to live, but he turns into a zombie. She said that they are engaged in the fight against zombies. She also said that a person who has killed at least 100 zombies can get into their organization. The government does not like the existence of this organization. The hero understood everything, but he is already turning into a zombie. The girl offered to inject the hero with medicine, only he would have to work it out later. She repeated the question again. He could not answer, and they injected him with medicine. The guy lost consciousness. As a result, they decided to inject another medicine, which cost a huge amount of money, because there was still a lot of poison in the hero's body. The hero woke up in the car. He didn't understand where he was and started asking the driver about it, who joked that the guy was definitely not in a taxi. Also, the man behind the wheel asked the hero to what point his memory was preserved. The guy began to remember the events that happened to him earlier. He began to panic because he remembered that he had become infected and became a zombie. He drew attention to the mirror where it was clear that he remained human. The driver asked if the hero remembers the girl. The image of the girl in question popped up in the guy's head. The driver told the hero to touch the tablet where he could watch a video in which everything would be explained to him. The driver deftly avoided the collision of the car with the zombies. The hero clicked on the tablet, and the video started playing. There, the girl in the school atmosphere began to explain everything. The guy didn't understand what kind of instructor he was. She said that she is an instructor of splashers. She explained that they kill zombies and cleanse the territory, and generally do many things related to killing zombies. The girl suggested that there might be a question about why splashers are needed if there are soldiers, so she gave an answer: there is a lack of payment, since the government is very greedy. Due to the beginning of the apocalypse, a huge amount of money was spent on the production of weapons and ammunition. The government is running out of bullets. Supplies are not enough to kill zombies that pass through the wall. That's why the government staged a show to get rid of people and save money on their food. Splashers are people who work off huge debts. The hero did not understand what he was hearing, and it made him angry. The girl said that even if a person does not want to, he still owes money, and he has no choice. The hero needed to repay with his work for the medicine that saved his life. The price of the medicine exceeded the usual 1 million times, since it was developed in a secret way. One ampoule of medicine costs 500 billion. The girl began to calculate the total amount of debt, which was simply unimaginably huge. Therefore, now the hero was required to be a splasher and pay the debt. The video ended, and the hero was in complete misunderstanding. The driver decided to tell the guy about the current situation. His name was Choi, and he was a personal driver who killed 1712 zombies. The hero asked to stop the car so that he would get out. The driver also advised the guy to look out the window, where he could see the abandoned city limits teeming with zombies. He told the hero about the mission, namely to get into the depths of the street and get a hard drive. The driver gave the radio. The hero got out of the car and went on a mission. He saw a crowd of zombies and was angry. The hero did not like zombies, so he hid behind a wall, but most of all he hated being poor, so he got out of the walls in order to kill zombies. The situation seemed urgent to the hero, but now he had no choice. The girl called the driver to find out how things are with the newcomer, and he told her that even though the hero looks upset, he went to do the task. The girl was glad of this outcome and asked not to forget about the disc. The secretary came up to the head and asked if everything would be all right with the hero, since he hadn't even had time to call out yet. The girl was confident in the spirit of the hero. Zombies attacked the hero, which made the guy very angry. He was angry and rushed to attack the zombies. He decided to jump over the zombies, but one of them grabbed his leg and the hero had to fight. With a kick, he killed the zombie holding him and continued to destroy the creatures with a shovel. There was a zombie behind him, who seemed to be about to inflict a fatal injury on him, but the hero was able to react immediately and neutralize the enemy with an accurate blow. The girl watched the hero fight, and she was very happy about it. The driver praised the angle in which the fight of the hero was recorded. The girl also asked not to forget to record it on video for advertising. She clicked her glass on the monitor and drank to the successful debut of the newcomer. The hero was angry because he had to pay a debt of 5 trillion. Although it seemed from the outside that the hero put up with his fate and was ready to pay off the debt, but in fact he was incredibly angry. so he took off with special cruelty on zombies. The hero was thinking that even in his whole life he would not return such a sum of money, and would remain a slave. He decided to find a psycho who could kill the girl. The hero decided to behave like a good boy in order to return to Busan. The hero got to the right apartment. At the same time, the driver again praised the inscribed frames and thought about the fact that the person on this task is really talented. He reflected that he needed to become as strong in order for his daughter to be proud of him. Suddenly, a piece of meat crashed into the car window. The driver immediately reacted and took out a weapon. Examining a piece of meat, he was surprised, as there was a feeling that it was cut by a man. He noticed someone on the roof, and when he turned his attention back to the piece of meat, he saw a phone with a timer that had already reached 0. Music started playing, and a huge number of zombies came to the noise. It was a trap. The hero could not find the disc in any way, since the apartment was in complete chaos. He was incredibly angry, and kicked things as he couldn't find the right thing in any way. Half an hour later, he just took what he saw fit, and headed to the car. The hero started calling the driver, but he was already eaten by zombies. The man who set a trap for the driver heard the hero's words, and decided to take the disc. This man was a former C-class slasher. He killed 2,037 zombies. Once he also killed zombies, but when his work was appreciated, he began to hunt people for revenge. In the past, the girl gave this guy a salary, but the amount was small. She explained this by the fact that there were few orders, and the rank of the man was small. He started to object, but the girl said that if he wants to earn more, he should raise the rank. He watched the hero walk and was surprised by the number of things. The man prepared the bait and threw it right across the hero's face. The phone rang and the zombies again headed towards the hero, which angered him. Zombies have the most developed senses of hearing and smell. Therefore, the enemy was preparing. He cut meat for traps and removed his smell. For these reasons, the enemy was not noticed by zombies, and he could easily use traps to deal with people. A huge number of zombies headed for the hero. He was angry and could not understand why the meat was making a sound. Hero, I was surrounded by zombies, and the enemy already thought that he had coped. He rejoiced at the possible profit, and intended to throw the bait to another place to pick up the things that the hero had. He was sure that even a Class A slasher could not get out under so many zombies. Suddenly, the enemy heard the sound of battles, and turned around to see a hero who was dealing with crowds of zombies. The guy was also very angry, as blood stained his clothes. He continued to chop the zombies to the left and to the right. The enemy watching this doubted that the hero was a human being. It was so incredible. The enemy decided to throw another bait at the hero, but he hit the enemy himself. The hero was incredibly angry at the enemy, and he, in turn, was scared. He threw a piece of meat, and it hit the guy straight in the face again. Such actions finally brought the hero. He was incredibly angry, and was determined to kill the enemy. The intruder continued to throw traps, and the hero easily killed the newly arrived zombies. As a result, mobile phones ran out, and only one disposable trap remained. He decided to leave her and run away, but his plan was interrupted by the zombie's head, which fell right next to the man's body. The evil hero began to approach the enemy with a clear intention of killing him. The enemy began to run away very quickly, because he was scared. He was thinking that zombies are higher than people, slashers are higher than zombies, and he is higher than slashers. That is, he is the top. But how did it happen that now he is running away? The hero was already nearby, and the enemy shouted out of desperation that he did not understand where such monsters came from. A short dialogue ensued between the hero and his enemy, where the hero promised to kill the enemy in the most brutal way. The enemy got into his pocket, and the hero thought that there was a gun there, and threw a weapon at him, which pierced into the man's shoulder. He, with a mad smile, took out some kind of mechanism and pressed a button, after which the speakers began to yell around the city. If only hundreds of zombies gathered because of the phone, then with this method it's even scary to imagine how many of them will gather. The guys were interrupted by an old man who asked which of the two of them did it. The hero did not understand where this grandfather came from and what he wants. The Sane continued to repeat his question. Although he was knocked down by the speakers launched by the enemy and angry, he used his weapon to destroy the sound source. Now the angry grandfather repeated his question again. The hero said it was him. A little earlier in the girl's office, she asked the old man to find a hero, as she had lost contact with the driver. The old man immediately assumed that this was the work of a splasher hunter. The girl called the turntable and asked to bring the hero to her. She gave the old man money, but he refused. He demanded medicine. The girl was indignant, as it is incredibly expensive. Grandfather offered to give 200 milliards and save the girl's toy. As a result, after the hero's consciousness, the old man began to assess his condition. The guy's body looked strong, and the old man was interested in the fire in the hero's eyes. He also noticed a rough coat of hands, which proved that the guy had been through a lot. Smiling, the old man said aloud that the hero has all the qualities. The hero noticed the appraising look of the old man and asked him who he was. He said to take him as your mentor. The dialogue was interrupted by a huge number of zombies who went on the attack. The hero told his grandfather that it was more important for them to deal with the zombies now, and he hit him on the head and said that he could not interrupt the teacher. The hero realized that the old man is as crazy as a man in a gas mask, because they don't listen to what they are told at all. The old man started his lesson and asked what is common between killing zombies and catching fish. He started swinging his fishing rod and continued talking. He asked what needs to be done to get the fish into his hands. The hero did not understand what his grandfather was trying to achieve from him. He was worried about the zombies that had already surrounded him. Grandpa continued and said that the most important thing is to know when to pull and have patience. He told the hero to bend over and took off the heads of all the zombies with one engine. The hero wondered how many fish the old man had just caught. He said that he had killed about 1,000 zombies. The hero was glad that a person is able to kill 1,000 zombies with one blow. Behind the waterman is a mutant, namely an enemy, who turned into a zombie and remained in the mine for the time being. The old man called the monster a mutant and assumed that his level was about C grade. This made the enemy incredibly angry, since he also remained only a C level in the service. He went on the attack and started crying because he hated talented people. The hero took an iron stick and was going to join the fight. The giant struck with his hand, but to the surprise of the hero, the old man easily chopped it off. The old man remembered the enemy and called him a cowardly child who was wearing a protective suit all the time. The monster attacked the old man, but he easily cut him in half. The old man gave another instruction, namely that it is not necessary to be a butcher, and advised the hero not to become a monster. In the past, the old man was fishing and received a call from his daughter-in-law. She asked him to come and help her, as zombies attacking people appeared. He didn't understand what was going on, and the girl was holding the doors that the zombie was breaking into. She explained everything she could and Grandpa went to her. Grandpa and the hero arrived on a turntable at the base. Pila said it was an honor for him to meet his grandfather, as he is a real hero. They went to the elevator, in which the hero asked his grandfather about his story. He said that he is a regular splasher and kills zombies for money. The hero also asked about the abnormal strength of his grandfather at that age. He asked how he could become like Grandpa. This made the mentor laugh, and she said that people who strive to regain what they have lost are strong and respected. Grandpa asked the hero about what he had lost. In fact, the guy lost his parents, childhood, friends, and even a brother. Grandpa noticed that the hero was thinking and assumed that he really had lost a lot. Grandpa asked what the hero would like to return in the first place, and he wanted to return the house, because in his most pleasant memories there was a house. After they arrived to the girl, she said that she had mortgaged the hero's house. He was not very happy with what he heard. He called her a rat and asked how she could mortgage his property. The girl was offended by the guy's insult, and she began to count his debt aloud, which totaled over 800 milliards. She also reminded that the hero never got the hard drive. She banged on the table. The hero began to approach the girl and get indignant, because he did not ask to save him. He hit the table where the girl was standing and ordered her to give the keys to his house. She also asked what he would do if he didn't give it back. She said out loud that she was holding the guy on a leash, and the hero's patience broke and tried to strike. At the last moment an old man intervened, who stopped the hero with his aura. The hero began to complain that everything happened without his consent, and now he has lost the house that was his goal. The old man reassured the hero with words that he would be able to return everything. The hero said that he would return everything, and when this happens he will remember the girl. She also stuck out her tongue and said that he would not be healthy, since it was expensive. The girl gave the old man the medicine that he asked for in exchange, and asked him to take the hero to himself, since he does not know the world at all. The old man said that even though the hero is good, he worries that he would be no worse than Sansu. The old man said that they were done, while the hero was showing the middle finger to the girl. Also, the girl before the guys left said that the two of them would come to the Splasher's party tomorrow. The old man said that the hero will live with him, since he is now without a home. The hero asked what the Brotherhood was. The old man gave the answer, namely that it was slashers. They are divided into classes from D to A. Class D killed more than 100 zombies. Class C killed more than 5,000 zombies. Class B killed more than 30,000 zombies. And Class A killed more than 100,000 zombies.